There's a level of obsession that makes people look at you with concern. And today you'll discover exactly how to harness it. Have you ever seen that person who thinks about one thing constantly? Who breathes, eats, and sleeps their vision? Who can't have a normal conversation because everything redirects back to that singular focus? While everyone else dabbles and explores, they tunnel deeper. While everyone else seeks balance, they dive into beautiful imbalance. And you know what people say about them? Man, that's not healthy. There's a psychological state discovered by researchers studying peak performers that produces exactly this kind of frightening singularity. They call it directed obsession, the mental state that reshapes reality itself. And once you understand how it works, you'll never approach your goals the same way again. But there's a catch. This mindset isn't for everyone. It requires you to sacrifice the comfortable version of yourself you've been protecting. But before I show you how it works, subscribe to the channel, like it below, and comment on the one thing you're willing to become obsessed with. This helped the breaking point. The story begins with a guy named Ryan, 28 years old, decent job, normal life, normal problems. But Ryan had one critical flaw. He was mentally and physically weak. He'd promised to work out and quit after 2 weeks. He'd start a diet Monday and break it Wednesday. He'd commit to waking up early and hit snooze 7 times. Strong intentions, zero execution. But it wasn't just fitness. When work got intense, he'd freeze. When he needed difficult conversations, he'd avoid them. When pressure mounted, he'd collapse. Ryan was reacting to life, never controlling it, until the day he had a panic attack during a presentation. Heart racing, hands trembling, room spinning. He had to leave. The doctor's diagnosis changed everything. Your nervous system can't distinguish real threats from discomfort. You need to train your mind and body together. Ryan went home and started researching mental toughness. That's when he discovered something that changed his life. True strength isn't built by adding things. It's built by eliminating everything that makes you weak. The principle of zero dependencies. The first concept Ryan encountered seemed contradictory. Your strength cannot depend on perfect conditions. If you can only train when you have equipment, you're weak. If you can only focus when you're rested, you're weak. If you can only perform when conditions are ideal, you're weak. True discipline means performing regardless of circumstances. Ryan realized he was the opposite. He could only be productive at the office. He could only work out if he'd slept well. He could only eat healthy if someone prepared meals. All his discipline depended on external factors. So he did what elite performers do. He eliminated dependencies. He started with push-ups. No gym, no equipment, no excuses. Just body and floor. 20 push-ups every single day. Any time, any place, any condition. Week 1 was easy. Week 2, his body ached. Week 3, he traveled for work. Week 4, he got sick. This is where he always quit before. But this time was different. Traveling, push-ups in the hotel bathroom. Sick, 10 push-ups instead of 20. Exhausted, 5 push-ups, but never 0. The practice continued regardless. The unshakable mind. By day 40, Ryan was doing push-ups automatically, but his mind was still chaos. Anxiety about work, worry about money, fear of failure. He was physically stronger, but mentally fragile. That's when he discovered the concept that changes everything. The still mind. The mind that doesn't react to circumstances. How do you stay calm when everything is falling apart? You train your mind not to react. You don't suppress fear. You become someone who doesn't need to react to fear. Ryan began testing this. Every time anxiety rose in traffic, in meetings, in arguments, he did one thing. He breathed deeply and observed the sensation without reacting. It was torture at first. His body wanted to scream, to run, to fight. But he just watched. My heart is racing. My hands are sweating. My jaw is tense. Just observation, no judgment, no reaction. The first time it worked was in a meeting where his boss screamed at him publicly. The old pattern was freezing and stuttering. This time, Ryan felt the fear, recognized it, and kept speaking normally. His voice didn't shake, his hands didn't sweat. He responded clearly. The boss was confused. The team was shocked. Ryan had accessed something most people never find: the mind that doesn't move. Extreme physical testing. But Ryan knew a calm mind without a capable body was an illusion. When the body is weak, the mind wavers. When the body is strong, the mind stays firm. Ryan had done push-ups for 60 days. He was stronger, but he hadn't tested his limits. So he decided to do something extreme: 100 push-ups every single day for 30 days. No matter how long it took, no matter how many breaks needed, he'd complete 100. Day 1 took 45 minutes. Day 5, he could barely lift his arms. Day 10, people told him he was overdoing it. Day 15, he finished in 20 minutes. Day 30, he completed them in 12 minutes without stopping. But what changed wasn't just the body. It was the mind. When you prove you can do something that seemed impossible, you stop negotiating with difficulty. You just do it. The real test. Ryan was physically stronger, mentally calmer. But the real test came on day 90. He was called into a meeting. The company was making cuts. He was being fired. The old pattern would have sent him into panic. Heart racing, mind spiraling, catastrophic scenarios. But something different happened. He felt the initial shock, recognized it, and then nothing. His mind didn't react. His body didn't trigger fight or flight. He was simply present. I understand. What's the timeline? The boss was surprised by the calm. You have 30 days. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Ryan left and continued working. Colleagues who were laid off were panicking, crying, paralyzed. Ryan was calm. Not because he didn't care, but because he'd built something unshakable. Over the next 30 days, while everyone else panicked, Ryan took action. He updated his resume, activated his network, interviewed. By day 23, he had 3 offers. He chose the best one, earning 40% more. Colleagues who panicked were still unemployed months later. The transformation. 6 months after starting, Ryan was unrecognizable. Physically stronger, mentally unbreakable, emotionally stable. He stopped counting training days. He stopped celebrating milestones. He removed all external validation. The training continued, but now without ego, without need for recognition, without fear of losing progress. Because he finally understood, you can't lose what you are. You can only lose what you have. When training becomes identity, nothing can take it away. And then something uncomfortable happened. People started avoiding Ryan, not because he was arrogant, but because his presence made them uncomfortable. When you eliminate fear, hesitation, and need for validation, you become a mirror. People see everything they're not, and it hurts. His coworkers stopped complaining around him. His friends stopped making excuses. His family said, "You're getting too intense." Because his existence proved that everything they call impossible is just uncomfortable. The final level. A year later, Ryan was no longer the same person. He'd removed everything non-essential. He wasn't someone who tried to be disciplined. He was someone who couldn't be undisciplined. Practice wasn't something he did, it was who he was. People asked, "How do you have so much discipline?" The answer was simple: I don't have discipline. I eliminated the parts of me that wanted to quit. This is the truth about mental and physical strength. It's not about adding things. It's about removing everything that gets in the way. You don't need motivation to breathe. You don't need to force your heartbeat. Why? Because these are essential to who you are. When training becomes as integrated as breathing, you've reached the scary level. The level where people look at you and think, "That's not normal." And they're right. It's not normal. It's what humans are capable of when they eliminate everything weak. The question isn't how some people do it. The question is, why aren't you doing it? You have access to the same knowledge. You have the same hours in the day. The difference isn't ability, it's willingness. Willingness to eliminate dependencies. Willingness to practice, until practice becomes identity. Willingness to abandon everything non-essential. This scary level of discipline isn't for everyone. Not because it's impossible, but because it's uncomfortable. Most people choose comfort over capability, but you're not most people. If you've watched this far, you've proven that. The question now is, what will you do with this information? Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like. Tell me in the comments what weakness you'll eliminate first. Remember, discipline that scares others is the only discipline worth having. If you've made it this far, thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.